We're back again at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. I am at Kiage Simba. Let's get that conversation going on. We're still with Elizabeth Mudogo this morning, who's a Digifarm customer care lead. All right, so let's talk about some of the policies that are sort of pushed to the agricultural sector in this country. Do you feel that we've actually recognized the importance of digitizing our farm processes in the country, or we're still looking at it from the traditional way of handling things?
I think from a policy perspective, you're still grappling.
Yes.
You're still grappling around supporting the smallholder farmer in
Yes.
terms of them having access to, number one, like the feature phones, having a network capability, and having that space to be able to operate.
Yes.
And of course, when we talk about the subsidies, we still have a lot. We still have a long way to go. And considering it's one of the big 4 agenda items, it's something that needs to be given some more, focus
Yes.
to be able to support the smallholder farmer to be profitable. And that's what our objective is at Digifarm,
Yes.
to make sure the smallholder farmer is transformed. We transform their lives and they're able to do their farming activity in a very simple way and in a commercially viable way.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Which therefore opens me up to another area which
Yes.
any other farmer would ask you: market access. That has been a challenge.
It has been.
In fact, it scares off people. I am a farmer myself,
Yes.
and one of the reasons as to why I took time, even before starting my farming venture, is where do I get that market? Yes, I can grow my crops, I can get that information. I know this is the best time to go in. These are the kind of farm inputs you're supposed to get in. But then once those things are
They're done. When the melons are ready, what do I do?
where do I take them?
And that's a very big question, and maybe I need to start off a little bit back, if you allow me, Simba.
Anytime.
How we start off in Digifarm, which started
Yes.
in 2017, we basically start off by profiling the farmer. So if you like, let me use you.
Yes.
So we need to know who Simba is. So number one, we do the registration. And how we do that, we make it very simple for the farmer to do it.
Yes.
So they just dial *944#, which is a USSD function available on both the feature phone, the smartphone user.
Yes.
As long as you're within Kenya, you can be able to access the service. So once you identify, we've made the journey so simple. And how we do it, we've used agile methodology. Okay, just to make sure we iterate the changes on a very regular basis.
Yes.
So once you dial in, the only thing we'll ask you to put in identification detail. We have integrated with the services within Safaricom to make the journey so simple for you. So once you register and you put in identification document, we present to you your name just to confirm you're the one. Once you accept the T's and C's, when voila, you have the bouquet of services.
Yes.
Now, among the bouquet of services is what you're talking about, the input. And not just any input. We give you access to quality input.
Yes.
And how we do that, we talk directly to the manufacturer and push the full benefit to the farmer. So when it comes to now the benefit, it's in terms of quality and also production cost. So
Yes.
the cost itself is also reduced to the farmer.
Yes.
So, and then we don't leave the farmer there. We work with the farmer on a day-to-day basis using the Digifarm Village Advisor. And we also share with you content on a regular basis, what we call in my terms precision ag, where we tell you if you're planting maize, this is what you need to do. This is now the step that you need to start putting the pesticide. This is now aflatoxin is very, it's very
Yes.
rampant, especially
Yes.
in the Western Kenya. We tell you need to start using Aflasafe to be able to protect your crop. And we also, for those who do not have financial support, we give you access to credit to be able to support for you to be able to get what you're looking for.
Yes.
And our credit, we also offer insurance. As you well know, today in Kenya, we are actually facing drought, almost going to face drought.
Yes.
So one of the things that we implore our farmers to be able to do is to utilize the insurance that we offer to them, so
Yes.
that in a bad day, they can be able to take care of that. Then at the end of it all, just to wrap it up, we offer access to market. How are we able to do that? We have walked with you the journey. We already know you've planted maize, and this maize takes like 3 months or 4 months down the line, and we connect you directly to the buyer. How do we do that? We have very many channels that we use. We already have the USSD service today, where
Yes.
you can be able to just go in. You already have the bouquet, the marketplace, and you can be able to access, or you go to the digifarmkenya.com and you are able to present yourself either as a farmer and as a buyer, and you are able to, to do the trade within that space.
Isn't it?
Yes,
and
it's there.
Have the farmers been utilizing this platform, you would say, especially when it comes to the market?
Yes, we've started.
Yes.
So the platform, we have launched it 4 months ago.
Yes.
2 to 3 months ago.
Yes.
2 to 3 months ago. That's when we've launched it. However, we've been using the digital tool, which is the USSD,
Yes.
where we've been able to offer access to the market. Now, the beautiful bit, maybe what you'll have seen when you
Yes.
go to the ground, we actually do a check-off. And what we mean by do a check-off, remember our mission is to transform lives and to make sure the farmer makes money.
Yes.
So for the input that we've given you, we make sure the supply that you bring in, we do a complete check-off so that you actually take home something with you on M-Pesa.
That's really interesting, isn't
Yes.
it?
So as you walk out,
Yes.
you actually walk out with M-Pesa. So the M-Pesa comes in either on the spot or within 24 hours.
Interesting.
And that has been happening.
Interesting.
Yes.
I would like to also try that as well. So let's talk about that insurance as well.
Yes.
Farmers have been blamed.
Yes.
When it comes to insurance, it's not an area where a farmer would think, I need to insure my farm, I need
Yes.
to insure my crops as well. How would you confirm that uptake so far for the past like 4 months when you've been offering this service? Would you say that they have recognized the importance of insurance?
So maybe I'll need to point it out. Our credit, the financial support that we give, we've actually embodied the insurance element in it. So it becomes in as a mandatory. If you're taking in the financial support, then it comes tied in with the insurance. So the farmer actually benefits. And it's not just any regular insurance,
Yes.
it's open insurance. What it means is, just to be able to bring it home, Simba,
Yes.
if I've planted maize and I'm expecting to get close to 30,000, let's say after 3 months in an acre,
Yes.
if in case something happens and you do our insurance checks, then you're able to give you a specific percentage of that 30,000. So at the end of it all, the farmer doesn't actually lose out completely. So we give them some specific buffer where they can be able to rely on. We have now started a standalone insurance where the farmer can just actually request, I want to be able to insure my beans, I want to be able to insure my chicken, I want to be able to insure, we have a specific premium
Yes.
where the farmer can be able to pay the premium and we cover that for that. And with this specific one that we're doing this season, we just don't depend on the physical seeing, we've also employed the digital tools to be able to support. So we can actually be able to see where your farm is and at what level in terms of
Yes.
the production.
So for anybody listening to you this morning, is
Yes.
this product spread across the country or you're still within your pilot zones, would you say?
So right now we have done 17. We've opened up Kwale and Kilifi. So
Yes.
and yes, we are really expanding. But for the insurance, open insurance, that's open.
That's
as long as
open
you're a
as well.
farmer, with dial the star 944,
Yes.
we can be able to offer that insurance.
What is your target? It's been 4 months. When do you intend to reach the entire country? Because indeed, if we're talking about the food basket of this country,
Yes.
we've been told, yes, Kenya can actually feed its population,
Yes.
but we don't do that right now. In fact, as we're having this conversation, we do know that 2 million Kenyans are facing acute food shortage in this country.
Yes.
But then the conversation is that we need to recognize the importance of feeding our own
We
populations.
should be able to feed ourselves.
The theory is that yes, we can.
Yes.
But the reality is that we do not. When are you reaching the rest of the country?
So if I'm getting you right, Simba, you're asking when you're bridging the gap.
Yes,
So
yes.
maybe I need to just start from where we actually are coming from.
Yes.
The challenges are there, they're very clear, okay? And the other fact, which is a truth, 60% of the arable land in the world is in Africa. And it's in sub-Saharan Africa for that matter. And that gives us the impetus to do what we're trying to do. It's in
Yes.
small bits and pieces, but we're definitely there. Whether we are covering the whole country, I wish we could cover it like today. We have now employed the digital tools and it's far and wide. As long as this message goes out, we should
Yes.
be able to cover. And we have the capacity to be able to support that,
Yes.
even from a digital perspective.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much. So this year's theme
Yes.
on World Food Day was a reliable, safe food for a healthy tomorrow. Do you think that using digital tools like what you're using right now at Digifarm, that we can actually move closer and closer to achieving this theme for the UN?
Yes, we should be able to.
Yes.
It's in small bits and pieces. My Swahili used to tell me, haba na haba.
Hujaza kibaba.
Hujaza kibaba. I
That's
still
it.
believe it does.
Yes.
So we have actually put in place some specific activities to be able to support that. One of the major things that we've done within Digifarm, we have introduced mechanization.
Yes.
Which basically means you're actually now supporting the farmer to reduce the production cost
Yes.
and to also increase on productivity. You will also see us coming in to do like, spraying using the drones where you actually get to intervene with the farmers and you're able to support them in spraying using drones at a very minimal price where the farmers can be able to, to support that. We're also coming in to provide post-harvest services, which basically means we are able to provide services that will make sure the food stays a little longer.
Yes.
We increase the shelf life.
Yes.
And in that way, we should be able to, one, feed ourselves, okay?
Yes.
And sustainably so that we can be able to feed the others. So I strongly believe we should be able to achieve that.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So at Digifarm, let me
Yes.
just get it. What is this vision that you have? It looks on paper like just our policies as well. It's a good thing that we're saying, well, for you it's already running and it's happening. What's your vision? What's your long-term vision, especially at Digifarm?
So our long-term vision is, number one, to be that go-to person when we talk about matters agriculture in terms of digitizing and supporting the farmers,
yes.
moving them to one level to the other.
Yes.
If I bring it closer home, I like the way you're putting it from theory to something practical. I don't know, maybe let me ask you, do you take milk?
I take milk.
How much do you buy your milk for?
60 shillings.
For a litre. So
Yes.
I know exactly where you stand. I
Yes.
can actually profile you. Which means a litre is, that's half a litre.
Yeah, that's half a
so
litre.
So a litre is around 120.
Yes.
How much does a farmer get per litre? Roughly.
What?
Okay.
Could be 80?
30 shillings.
30 shillings?
30 to 35 per litre. That 1 litre that you buy. And I know, I can even see from your body you've actually changed. Where does the rest of the money go to?
Value chain.
In between.
Yes.
So now we are connecting the farmer directly to the inputs. We are connecting this farmer directly to the market. We are reducing the costs, the value,
yes.
the costs in
yes.
between. So what our interest is for the farmer to be able to make at least 50 shillings, that 50 shillings. And for you to reduce the cost so that you actually buy it at 100 shillings, not at 120. And that we are able to achieve if we improve on the efficiencies. So our objective within Safaricom is, number one, to transform the life of this smallholder farmer by providing to him all the input that is required at his access at a very reasonable rate and quality input for that matter, and also be able to provide for him access to market, okay, and also a lot of content so that he can improve on his productivity at a reduced cost.
Yes.
And in that way, we should be able to turn around the whole ecosystem.
Pretty much.
Yes.
When you look at the agricultural sector in the country right now, the way that we are set up,
yes,
what would you say is our biggest undoing? Because we have a government that only has 1 year to step out. They've been talking about food security in the country, but the biggest announcement they're making this year as well, the biggest promise when they came in was everybody's going to be food secure by 2022.
One of the big four.
But the biggest announcement they made this year is that, oh, Kenya, we are facing acute food shortage again, just 1 year before they step out. Meaning that there's something that they haven't done out of that promise. What is our biggest undoing, especially the way that the agricultural sector in the country is set up?
So number one, we need to recognize, agriculture forms a big chunk on the GDP
yes.
of the economy. So we need to give it the attention that is due.
Yes.
When I was growing up at my time in school, used to be told agriculture is the backbone of the economy. We definitely need to go back there and seriously now move from paper to actually support that. And how we can be able to support that, have policies that are very specific to support the smallholder farmer.
Yes.
And what I mean by policies, that simple, you call him a 56-year-old, to be able to support him wherever he is, in all ways, from a communication perspective, from an e-subsidy to be able to support him, to extension service. I don't know if you've met extension officers or you had the name.
Yeah, I've met extension officers. We actually spoken to them as well.
Yes. So in terms of having a varied extension officers and being, deliberate at supporting this smallholder farmer and even just giving them access to the market and support the initiatives that the private sector is doing towards achieving this goal of feeding our own people and feeding the world.
Is the answer to our food security in the hands of the small-scale farmers in the country?
So it's the reason why it's with the small scale, because they form the majority. 70% of the farmers that we have in Kenya are smallholder farmers. So yes, there's an answer. When you support the smallholder farmers, you'll be able to get it. However, we have not even sidelined the large-scale support. The large-scale farmers, we also support them in terms of, just bringing that capability, the digital capability, closer to the smallholder farmers. So yes, it's two-way. So we are able to support the smallholder farmer as well as support the large-scale farmers. In equal breath.
Yes. This is a direct question. I'm going to ask it the way somebody posed it to me, saying that young people would not be necessarily be attracted to farming. I mean, you saw, case in point, you saw one in the studio this morning before we started speaking. The last time they visited the farm was, 15 years ago?
The one who knows an apple comes from the factory.
That's it. Question being therefore, are platforms like Digifarm the solution to enticing these young people to come work within the value chain so they're also part and parcel of the farming processes in the country?
I strongly believe so, and I'll give you some evidence. Number one, whatever we do, I told you we use the agile methodology of product development, where everything that we do is insight-led. And we actually go and talk to women, talk to the young people. Our specific focus is on the women and the young people, and even everyone to be able to work within the space that we have. And to that extent, we have a variety of channels available, and very attractive ones. So we have the USSD functionality, the *944 hash. We have the app for the smartphone users, where most of the majority of the youth actually fall within there, where they just go to the the Play Store and they're able to download the Digifarm app. We have a WhatsApp for business, where you can actually just be able to interact. This is what I'm seeing, this is my melon, this is how it looks, and you have at the back a support system that is able to respond to you. We have our call center service 944, which is free of charge, where the farmer can actually call. Now, there's a time I was doing a talk at the university, USIU, and after I had finished, some 2 young people called me on the side, and they're like, we need to talk to you. And I was kind of perplexed. This is a high market, university and that kind of stuff. And they're like, we are actually using Digifarm. We are orphans. We are using Digifarm, and you have supported us to do green grams around the eastern side, and this is the benefit that we have. And it's in very in financial terms. We had just done the app. It had the reports, and they were showing me this is actually the report. This was the last harvest. This is where we are going, and this is how. And those are some of the insights that we actually get. So it cuts across. We are not biased. We support the whole, the whole group, both from the old people, the young people. We have physical integration by using the DVS and the barazas. We also work with the counties. We work with the government in terms of the Digifarm for Enterprise, where we're still able to work with these farmers on a broad level.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Elizabeth Mudogo, thank you very much for taking time this morning to speak to us here at Metropole Television.
And maybe just to let you know, by now we have around 1.6 million farmers.
1.6 million
farmers.
That's a big
who have registered on our
isn't
service.
it?
Yes.
In just 4 months?
No, in 4 years.
In 4 years, isn't
yes.
it? This is exactly where people need to be, isn't it?
Yes.
Interesting. Thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you.
Maybe
and
you just got an additional
me.
farmer as well. All right, now you do know exactly where you need to be. Just dial *944 hash. There's a whole bouquet of benefits you can actually get from there. We are addressing food and food security in the country, and as you can hear from Elizabeth Mudogo, the solution could just be addressing this issue digitally. That's exactly what Digifarm is doing as well. Want to talk to her? You don't know what to do at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. I am at Kiage Simba. Let's get talking as well. I do know you have a lot of questions coming through. We shall be directing them directly to her as well after this conversation. Good morning. We take a short break. Once we come back, economic review.